to talk about some investment opportunities I see arising in the markets. I didn't run a screener for these. I've just been looking at some charts within the S&P 500. Good investable companies that have nice long-term rising trend lines, good fundamentals. So the first one I see is Dollar General, and this thing's getting been getting hit since around the first of 2021 here. Trending down. Probably news that COVID's winding down and people aren't going to be staying home as much and eating as many supplies or whatever. So I see this as temporary weakness. I have a long-term rising trend line right here. Nice uptrend. We've come right down to the trend line. Now look at the volume response here. So we've kind of generated this, what I feel is a buy signal with this big bullish candle and increase in volume. So I like to look for these opportunities to get into a position so I'm not chasing near the top. I don't like chasing momentum. I think it's a good company to invest in, so I like that right here. Even though I don't necessarily use Ichimoku Cloud for long-term investing. I look at trend lines. Look at trend lines, fundamentals. So this looks like a good opportunity to me. And I think I'll add a few shares to my account as well. And I pointed out already in previous videos, I believe, Facebook's been in a period of consolidation after a big run after the COVID crash. Big run up to about $300. It's just been kind of consolidating, forming this consolidation wedge, and now we've broken out of this wedge and we have an increase in volume here as well. I like Facebook, so I'm liking this right here. Carnival Cruise Lines, I've been hesitant to buy cruise lines. I think that there's probably some significant fundamental damages from them being shut down for so long. But we had this previous high here, which is resistance. The stock has kind of underperformed, especially compared to so many others that have recovered and back to all-time highs. So we've just broken above this area of resistance right here. I'm not seeing a big increase in volume here. There's a bit of increase here. Here was a big increase in volume right here. So I kind of like this. Not sure if I'll buy any myself, but the opportunity looks pretty good. The chart, the long-term chart really doesn't do much for me. I like to see a nice rising trend. This is just kind of a unpredictable highs and lows type of chart. So this could be a decent little short-term opportunity, maybe even a swing trade. Watch it to hold the momentum it's currently in with the Tenkan-sen line and Kijun-sen line relationship, and stay above the cloud. Might be a good one to hold for a few months. And then I like Home Depot. I already own Home Depot. And after the crashes took a huge run, you know, people are stuck at home. They're all projecting. Let's buy Home Depot. Okay, then it gets overbought, and then we had consolidation. Kind of like what we saw with Facebook, consolidation. Well, now we've broken out from that consolidation, and we got a spike in volume here. So I like Home Depot. Also, we've got the 200 moving average coming in here. So we actually traded below the 200 moving average. And buying at the bottom of this channel probably would have been the best bet. When you see a channel like this, this is tradable, or if you want to get into the stock and get a decent price, you you try to buy at the bottom of the channel. There's always a chance this to come back down to the bottom of the channel, but I kind of like what I see here in the chart. And we look at a long-term trend, 5-year trend here. So this is just a little tiny blip in a long-term trend where, well, this is over 10 years here. Like to draw trend lines. I can pretty much see, I can see the trend line without even drawing it, but so here we are. And we bounced right from that long-term trend line, didn't we? So pullbacks to these long-term trend lines. This, like I say, for investable stocks, I like to look at these trend lines more so than the Ichimoku indicator. I use that for swing trading, and so I know when the stock is rallying or underselling pressure. Let's see, Costco. I love Costco. This this trend line here is amazing, and we're pulling back to the trend line, seeing a little bit of increase in volume here. Right now, as far as the technicals, we're kind of trapped between support and resistance. We've got the Dickinson line is curving up, indicating momentum starting to come back into the stock, but we're suppressed by a little bit of resistance, downtrending resistance here. Downtrending resistance can be easily broken, and then we've got the cloud to contend with. But I think for long-term investment opportunities, this is the kind of thing I look for, and something I'm going to be holding for a long time. If you're young, you can just buy something like this and put it away, and 15, 20 years when you need the money, I can guarantee this will continue to grow. Costco is a great company. Every time I go there, it's just crazy busy. AutoZone, this is kind of trading in the middle of a long-term rising channel, but see, we don't always get down to the bottom of that channel, so I don't necessarily need to see it at the bottom of the channel. What I'm looking at here is another consolidation range. We rallied pretty good coming out of COVID. And then we've been in this consolidation, and now we're breaking out of it. We got a pretty steep rising Dickinson line here, indicating momentum. This may pull back a bit. A lot of times what I like to see is I like to see this come back and test this again. Test the top of this consolidation area again. And that's a good place to buy. And so if you're using technicals to swing trade, or you just like to see whatever you buy, keep moving forward, then basing your trade right here is a good idea, because then if that fails, you can stop out without accumulating a lot of losses. But I think AutoZone is a good company. I mean, that's another one you can just kind of put away and forget about it. So I'm liking that here. I don't own AutoZone, but it's interesting. I can't own them all, but I like that chart right now. Been watching Amazon. It's been overbought. So here's a long-term rising trend line. We don't always get back down there to the trend line. It can stay overextended for quite some time. So we're kind of in this consolidation area here. And like I say, quite often buying at the bottom of this consolidation area works out well, especially as you're approaching the 200 moving average, seen right here in blue. And well, the trend line's clear down here, so it'd be nice to see this back down at 2700, but I kind of doubt it's going to get there. And I don't know about you, but I use Amazon a lot. Especially with COVID, we're just not going out shopping. I haven't been to the mall in years. We love Amazon. So I like this being near the bottom of this consolidation area. A little hesitant to buy it at $3,000. I've got accounts for my kids, and I'd like to buy them some, but $3,000 is a pretty good chunk if you have a small account. So it'd be nice if they'd split that and make it more accessible to retail traders with small accounts. I know like with Robinhood you can buy fractional shares, so, but Amazon's just a great company. Alibaba, I think that there's been some problems with the company. I don't really follow a lot of news. I stay pretty busy with work, and I like to look at the charts, and this looks like an opportunity to me. I've drawn a support line here for this previous high that we broke out of. We came back down. We're kind of been testing it here, and it looks like it wants to bounce from here. I have a long-term rising trend line drawn, 10-year chart here. Look how long we stayed overextended here. Wow. And this is getting close to this support area here. I like the chart here. So the advantage of buying at an area like this is if this trend line of support doesn't hold, then you keep your losses to a minimum. But if this is something you're going to hold for a long time, you could see a tremendous amount of gains with something with a nice rising trend line like that. Walmart, kind of the same thing as Costco. Oh geez, people aren't going to be hoarding toilet paper and eating at home as much, so let's sell Walmart. It's overbought, whatever. Nice long-term rising trend line. We've come right down to it. I already own Walmart. Some of these I already own. Facebook, Home Depot, Costco, Alibaba, Walmart. I already own all of these. I keep some cash in my account, and I'm thinking about adding a few more shares. Altria Group is one that I have not been interested in this in years. I've watched it. I've traded it before in the past. It's been in kind of this long-term downtrend. I believe this stock pays a really nice dividend. They're a tobacco giant. They're one of the leaders in the industry of smokable products and chewing tobacco and stuff. And I read where they're very well established to be able to dominate the marijuana industry, and those stocks have seen a lot of interest lately. And we went through this consolidation area. We've had this long-term rising trend line or descending trend line, and now we've broken out. So I see some potential for this stock. We look at long-term, and this could be quite interesting. I want to draw a trend line here real quick. You'd think I'd have all this done before I start the video, right? So the whole purpose of my videos is to try to teach you guys to do this stuff yourself. I think it's important to have a good, oops. I love it when these things do exactly what I thought they would do. Anyway, there's a few ways you can draw trend lines. I was going to draw one from here to here, but yeah, this thing's seen a nice pullback, and it could begin. See, we had this pullback here. It could begin a nice trend like that. So I was trying to trade this pullback at one point. It just kept disappointing me, but I'm liking what I see here now. Let me look and see if I can see what the dividend is real quick here. I don't know where it's at. Annual dividend, 3.44%. Dividend yield, or $3.44 annual dividend. Dividend yield 6.8%. Wow. So that pays a nice dividend. So I'm kind of liking that one too. I think I'm going to actually buy some shares of Altria Group here. I believe this is a spinoff of Philip Morris Company, and I used to trade and like Philip Morris Company, and I haven't even looked at that chart in years. Let's look real quick. It's probably done better than this one. Oh, well. So This hasn't had as steep of a trend as the Altria Group one did for that period of time. This is kind of stagnant, and these kind of charts don't really interest me. But that Philip Morris chart has kind of got my attention here. So anyway, you guys decide for yourself. Like I said, the main purpose of these is to train you people how to spot these things on your own. I have huge watch lists. From S&P 500 watch lists, I just went on the internet and I Googled ticker symbols for the S&P 500, and then I got them into my platform here. Some of them I've removed. I don't have all 500 here, but I got them in 5 different tabs here. So what I did today, I just kind of sorted them by volume. So I'm kind of looking at some of the high volume leaders, and just started going through some charts. I'm sure you can screen for trend line support and whatnot, but there's certain companies I'm really not interested in. AT&T here, this chart doesn't interest me at all. Bristol Myers Squibb, not a real big fan of drug company stocks, but so anyway, that's it for right now. If I see other opportunities, then I'll post some videos too. So, all right.